There's Shammond Williams, the emotion of the moment. They've accomplished a lot, and there's more yet to come. This young North Carolina team, as the trophy celebration goes on, individual awards being given now, and then the presentation of the 44th annual championship trophy. It'll have North Carolina's name on it for the 14th time. They denied NC State today, 64-54. You see assistant coach Phil Ford going out to get his award. He's been in this position before, and the roar goes up as Coach Dean Smith gets his individual award. And he's often called this team probably the most fun team he's had to coach. He's watched a young club overcome some injuries and uncertainty because of youth. This is a program that has lost some players in the early part of their career to the NBA, and he's had to readjust. That readjustment apparently is going along very nicely with their 12th straight win, the ACC Tournament Championship. It's picture time, then the trophy presentation. And let's point you back in the direction of the fellows who brought you this game. And Tim Brent and Dan, of course, we look at what happened in this contest, and we get to the 9:15 mark of this game where North Carolina State got to within three straight trips, 3 straight three-point attempts, 3 straight misses. Otherwise, this might have been a different verdict.
Yeah, Steve, I agree with you, and I think that fatigue could have been a factor there as far as the shooting with NC State. But I think Jamison said it best when he said we just had to maintain our poise. North Carolina never did relinquish the lead. And as you look at the Carolina champions and Serge Zwicker, who was a redshirt member of that national championship team in the early 90s at North Carolina, and here they are now going back to the NCAAs and probably will go in as a #1 seed. And as they said, they're peaking.
Tim, and I think you've got to give Dean Smith a tremendous amount of credit for the adjustments that he made. Yes, the kids did get older, but I think that he had a team that was headed in the wrong direction, and one of his best skills as a coach is his ability to make adjustments, and he did make adjustments. I really think from seeing North Carolina early to seeing him now, that Dean Smith simplified things a little bit. They don't do as many things defensively as they did earlier in the year, certainly not as many things as past North Carolina teams have done.
I think he turned Carter loose.
Well, I think that's part of it. I think Vince Carter got healthy. Remember, he was hurt early in the year, and I think when you simplify things, then it's a little more comfortable for Ed Cota. I think Shammond Williams certainly came on and provided them with an outside threat, a consistent outside scoring threat that you could no longer back in and cover Jamison. And then Serge Zwicker emerged as well. So I think there's a lot of reasons for the North Carolina turnaround, but I think they all start with the head man, and I think he deserves an awful lot of credit.
I don't think there's any question about that. He picks up his 875th win, and of the 14 ACC championships won by North Carolina, 13 of those have come under the watchful eye of Dean Smith.
And again, as they look at going into the NCAA tournament, Shammond Williams just named the tournament MVP. The all-tournament team, Tim Duncan from Wake Forest, joins Justin Gainey and C.C. Harrison of North Carolina State, and Antoine Jamison and Shammond Williams of North Carolina, and Shammond Williams winning the Everett Case Award as the tournament MVP.
Dan, you made a good point about Ed Cota and Williams being more comfortable. I think when Ed Cota went through that maturation process and gained that confidence, came into his own at midseason, and they were able to move Williams over to the 2 spot, take some of the ball handling pressures off of him, and he could then become what he is, just an outstanding shooter.
The other thing that Dean Smith did is he basically went with a 7-man rotation. And really, it's almost 6 men. The 7th guy would be Maktar Jai. Jai, for example, played 2 minutes today, and he has made valuable contributions coming off the bench as you get a look at Maktar right there. But for the most part, Dean Smith settled on a particular rotation. You heard Shammond Williams talk about how they all understood their roles. Well, it's a whole lot easier to understand what your role is when you know when you're going in the game and when you're coming out of the game. And again, those are adjustments that come from the head guy.
All right, let's take you back.